Hey, what's up, the Team Building Podcast Nation? Super jacked today to be interviewing a good friend of mine. We're both in the same Multipliers Mastermind group, and he has an awesome team. We're going to dive deep into recruiting today. Mike Mazyck, just like physique, Mike Mazyck.
There you go.
Mike, start us off today. Tell us about yourself. Don't be shy. Never apologize for being freaking awesome. Why don't you tell us about your team? Maybe the units you sold last year, not what you're going to do this year, volume, how many agents you've got, and then what your role is right now.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Well, first of all, I'm excited to be here. I appreciate you having me on the podcast. But let's see, I've been in the business since 2003. And right now, my team, I'm not going to go into the whole history of how I got to where I'm at today. But I mean, right now, I've got a team of about 90, close to 90 sales agents, about 13 administrative staff. I would say that we are a brokerage that functions like a team. So I am my own broker, but most people, we tend to run one system. Most of the agents who come to me do so because I provide them leads. Yep. Not all of them, but the majority, 80-90% of them.
You're the standard team that's actually a brokerage, but running as a team, how all brokerages should operate and will have to operate to stay relevant in the future, but aren't yet. So yeah. I love it, man. Yeah. This is going to be perfect. When did you transition over to the broker model?
5-6 years ago.
Okay. And
I was with KW. I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Yep. What brokerage are you at?
Well, I was with Keller Williams, and now it's Mike Mazyck Realty.
Okay, you're an indie broker.
Yes.
Awesome. All right, where are you located, and what was your units and volume last year as a brokerage?
So I'm just outside of DFW, in the suburb, right outside of Dallas. Mm-hmm. Volume last year was right around 140 million, and that put us at 500, just over 500 units, somewhere between 5 and 6. I don't remember the exact number.
Great business. It's funny, when we joined this group, I think you and I joined Multipliers really close to the same time. And a good friend of ours, Chris Arnold, who started Multiplier, said to me, hey, I've got a buddy of mine. He's a huge real estate guy. He's got a team. I think he's going to give you a run for your money. And my first question, what's his volume? What's his units? You beat me in volume. I think I beat you in units by a little bit, but we're running really similar teams. The thing that stands out to me and what we'll focus on today, and I know you and I discussed this a little bit off air, is that you did about the same as what I did, and I only have 30 agents. You have 90, but you just shared with me, you just recently saw that growth. So I'm guessing your company is going to double in sales. I'm going to have to step it up. So talk to us about your growth, because I interview a lot of people, even on this show. I don't think I've ever interviewed someone that's grown as much as you have in the last 12 months.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Well, and yes, you're right. We went from, at the beginning of this year, I had about 40. I had been stuck between 40 and 50 agents for quite a while. Mm-hmm. And at the beginning of this year, there were a couple things that I implemented and did, and that have really worked very, very well. And as a result, we went from about 45 agents to, we're getting close to right around 90 right now.
How many agents would you like if you could choose? I get people asking me this all the time. I have my answer. What would your answer be?
5 more. That's
the answer I always give people, more. Because your foundation can continue to grow. You said you have 13 admin. How many admin did you have when you only had 5 agents? Or 10 agents?
Yeah, 1 probably. Yeah.
Usually 1 to 10 is what I see from large mega teams and brokerages, is 1 admin for every 10 agents within the organization. Yeah. All right, so let's talk about the growth, Mike. So first and foremost, you saw that you were stagnant at 40 to 50. I am in that exact situation right now. I've been stagnant between 30 and 40 for about 4 years. And we know recruiting is important, and we intentionally go out and do it, but we seem to lose as many as we gain, and so we're stuck. And I think you probably had a similar experience. So what changed for you to have a net increase of over 100% in agent count in 7 months?
I'm going to say 3 things. One, I'll say from just a leadership standpoint, I had the wrong person in charge of my team. And I got rid of that person. I got integrated back a lot more.
You had stepped out kind of seventh level.
Yeah, a little bit. I was just disengaged. I would say disconnected. I hadn't totally stepped out, but I was just mentally, I was disconnected.
You weren't in the game anymore.
Yeah, and I just had the wrong person. This particular person was kind of like a virus, a cancer, was not healthy for the organization. I got her out. I got the right person in. So I would say that was step number one. That process was very difficult and got me re-engaged into being, connecting with the team.
Sure.
But the two things that I would say beyond that have really helped me. I went all in on social media marketing for recruiting. Social media has always been huge for me for recruiting, but I really went all in on really video. I'm using Frank Kern's strategy, intent-based branding.
Okay.
So it's this whole campaign. I signed up for his, he's got a private client group that I did, where I get to go out and meet with him and stuff. And so basically it's a video. I just went heavy. I mean, I was doing video. I'm doing video every single day.
Okay. Posting on your Instagram, posting on your Facebook, LinkedIn. I mean,
honestly, it was 95% Facebook.
Okay.
So in targeting real estate agents, adding value. And I can go into more detail on kind of what that campaign looks like, but I would say I went all in on social media.
I would say, are they open in different markets? I mean, can anyone sign up, or is there exclusive rights per market?
Are you referring to the Frank Kern?
Yes, sir.
I don't think he's running the private client group anymore. But the strategy that I'm utilizing is very easy.
Okay.
There's not a lot to it.
Okay. Real quick, let me slow it up. The first pillar that you're sharing as far as growth was very interesting, because it was more of you had to self-actualize and look at your organization and ask, why is it not growing? And you were able to pinpoint there was a person who was creating toxicity. And time again, if you read the book, The 5 Dysfunctions of a Team by Patrick Lencioni, there's a person, Mickey, a female salesperson, who was creating such a negative vibe that it was causing issues, and she eventually was let go. And I've seen this time and time again, independent of what seat that they're in, one bad egg, right? It's like your weakest link is what can sink the ship. So I think that's really awesome that you were able to pinpoint that, remove her, step in, maybe fill some of her shoes, and you were able to see that much growth in that short amount of time. All right, so phase 2, online marketing, videos, Facebook, boosting ads, targeting realtors. How many licensed agents are there in and around the Dallas area that could potentially be agents on your team?
There are, I think we've got about 50 or 60,000 licensed agents throughout the DFW area. Facebook is able to find about a quarter of those, so about 12 to 15,000 that I'm able to actually boost ads to and market to.
Okay. So how much on average would you suggest to our listeners to spend on a Facebook ad, promotional ad that goes out every month?
Well, I mean, I'll tell you, for me, and I just gave you the numbers as far as, the size of my market that I'm marketing to. And I was spending probably about $3,000 a month in marketing.
Okay. And that sounds about right.
Typically for recruiting.
For 15,000. It's funny, my market, I have 3,000 agents. Wow. And we have targeted about 1,500 are on our list of who we go after, which is anyone under like 20 unit sales in the previous year. And then we've done the analytics and then target them on Facebook. And with that, I think we've spent around $500 a month when we were really heavily going after them on Facebook. And we were really just running events and then boosting the event and inviting them to come to training. So what is the ad? What did you put out there? What was your strategy to get them into your world? Because the thing that I think a lot of us know is that we've built something, a sandbox that's going to bring value, but people don't know our sandbox exists. And if they don't know our sandbox exists, then we're never even having the conversation. But once we have the conversation, for us, 9 out of 10 people that come and look at my team want to join it. And we hire about half of those people. The challenge is getting people into the sandbox. So how did your ad help get people into your organization?
Well, all of my ads start out as videos. And so they're all videos that are anywhere from 2 minutes to 10 minutes long.
Okay.
With the average being somewhere right there in the middle. And the first step for me was defining what are my core messages. So, I believe that and this is something that Frank taught me and really just has hit home, is that all the greats on social media, whether you're looking at like Gary Vaynerchuk right now or Grant Cardone, or if you really take a step back and you look at what the content that they're putting out, they typically have about 2 to 3 core messages. And for example, Grant Cardone, I'm assuming you probably listen to some of Grant's stuff.
Yep.
So if you listen to Grant, you take a step back and you look at what are his core messages. Now, he doesn't ever come right out and say these, but they're at the core. They're a backdrop for all of his content. Number one, you didn't learn what you needed to learn about money in school, and your parents didn't teach you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Uncle G is going to teach you, right? Number two, real estate. Real estate is the answer. That's what he's teaching. Number three, sales. You look at Gary Vaynerchuk, I think you could probably say hustle, right? Hustle is one of his core messages. Social media is one of his core messages.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me, it was about defining what are my core messages. And then what I do is I put out content in video format that has those core messages as the backdrop of it. And usually it's all like story based.
Sure.
So, I might tell a story. One of my core messages, for example, is the training that my team offers.
Mm-hmm.
And so I did a mastermind training where I gave my team a script, and one of my agents sent out that script and got like a 40% response rate through a text message. So I did a video on that, and I tell a story about, hey man, I was doing a mastermind with my team the other day, and I gave them this script, and my agent got a 40% response, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And I give them the actual script. So, I think that's key, is that show the people that you can help them by actually helping them on the video.
Okay.
Whereas I think a lot of the stuff that's being put out on video right now, they tend to tease and they never actually give you the real content, right? It's like, oh, you got to go sign up for it. You got to pay for it. You got to do this if you want to actually get the nugget that's going to help them.
Right. So what's your CTA, your call to action?
My CTA on
you give them the carrot, they bite it, you let them have it, which is awesome. Yep. How do we get them in the door? What's the next step?
I drive them to my landing page, careerswithmike.com.
Okay.
So, and I'm making, and that's, another thing, I'm making offers all the time. I mean, if you look at my ads, I've got people that aren't even in real estate that are on my social media that know nothing really about me, but they know careerswithmike.com.
Careerswithmike.com. Are all of your videos hosted there?
No, they're all native on Facebook.
How would someone go and watch your videos?
Facebook.
Okay, just follow you on Facebook.
Yeah.
What's your Facebook?
I upload them to YouTube as well, but Facebook is where I'm getting all my traction.
Mike Mazyck on Facebook, and they can go watch your videos if they follow you.
Yeah, my public figure page, not my personal page.
Public figure page, not personal page. Okay, yeah. Cool. All right, so what's the third pillar?
The third pillar was that I created a incentive plan for my agents to recruit that aligns our interest. And so, and I always had for the last 10 years, I had like they would get residual income off of anybody that they recruit. Right. And so, but that was pretty basic. It didn't really get people excited. Mm-hmm. And so this past year I kind of modeled it. Like, you ever play video games? Like,
for sure.
Okay. Well, yeah, exactly. So, if you played like Fortnite, isn't the Fortnite? I don't play Fortnite, but my son does.
That's what my son plays too.
Yeah. And if you play Fortnite, I believe, what's the currency of Fortnite?
I don't remember.
I believe it's called V-Bucks.
Okay. That sounds right. You can buy them or earn them, I would assume.
Yeah. So all video games tend to work on this same premise where you're constantly like leveling up, right? You're earning rewards, leveling up, earning rewards, leveling up. You get to go to the store, buy new stuff, get new powers, whatever it is.
Right.
And so what I did was I created a company-wide incentive plan and it's company dollar-based. And I created this incentive plan where agents are rewarded and they earn what I call ZBucks.
Okay.
So play off my last name, Mazyck. They earn ZBucks, and they get rewarded with ZBucks, and they can then go cash those ZBucks in at our monthly team meeting. We have what we call a Z exchange. And whenever so the way the mine works is for 25,000 ZBucks, they can unlock 2.5% extra in commission on their split for the rest of the year.
Wow.
Okay, so they earn the ZBucks in two ways primarily. Number one is through they get 1-to-1 reward on company dollar for any of their own production. Okay, so I reward them for what they produce, obviously. Then they also get rewarded double ZBucks on recruits production that they recruited. So
interesting.
And that's where, like, if you actually put all the numbers into a spreadsheet on their own production, yeah, they're going to unlock a few commission levels throughout the year, but it's not going to be a whole lot. And again, at the end of the year, it goes back.
Yeah, double is the big one.
The double's the big one. That's where it's like they could literally, if they bring on 2, 3, 4 agents, they're going to be capping and hitting 100% on their personal production. So that's
is $1 million in sales worth like 10,000 ZBucks? $1 million, or how do you guys do that?
Okay, so $1 million in sales would be 30,000. Let's just call it 30,000 in commission. Is that correct?
Yep, same. Yep.
Okay, and what's their split?
Let's say they're 60-40.
Okay, so 40% going to the broker, you?
Yep.
So that would be what, 12 grand?
Yep.
So that'd be 12,000 ZBucks.
Oh, okay. Interesting. So it's just now, whatever they earn is what the ZBuck in dollars. Every dollar's worth 1 ZBuck.
Yep, on their personal.
Recruits, every recruit's dollar is worth 2 ZBucks.
Correct.
Are there any other scenarios where they earn ZBucks?
They get ZBucks. Well, that's the beautiful thing is that once I created this system, it now aligns our interests. So I'm able to incentivize them with ZBucks for any activity that I want them to do.
Attend to this training, go to this event.
There you go.
Teach a training.
Do a video with me about, we call them victory videos. So like now I've got agents lining up at my monthly meeting to do what I call victory videos, which is basically them telling everybody, oh, I've got 6 pending transactions. 3 of those came from Mike Mazyck lead.
I did it.
Yeah,
that's
the
awesome,
victory
dude.
video.
You guys, this is awesome. So the third pillar is gamification. And what I love about this is it speaks to the millennial. We all grew up with video games. We all wanted to level up, literally pass the levels and then get points assigned to us. But now to be empowered that the points you gain isn't just to make you look cool on a leaderboard. You can actually cash those in for a commission increase. What else does an agent want than more commission? And it could be cashed in for a trip. It could be for swag, hats, shirts, stuff they can give away to their clients, access to an office. I mean, the sky's the limit. Do you have anything outlined that we could include in this podcast episode where someone could go and see exactly how your ZBucks work? I know we talked about it and people can deduce how they want to implement it in their own business, but
yeah, I do have it outlined. I would need to see if that document's in a format that I could just put out there for everybody.
Okay, cool.
But I can tell you the format really, it's very simple. The other things that I reward company meeting attendance. So now I've got literally like 70 to 80% attendance at my monthly team meeting.
I bet you do. How many points for going to a meeting?
2,500.
2,500 points. And you said 25,000 increases your split by 2%?
2.5%.
2.5%. And what's the cap?
On their personal production, they can go all the way up to 100%.
Okay. And then on the leads you give them?
On the leads I give them, they can go up to 75%.
Awesome. Dude, we run very similar models. We don't gamify, but our splits go to 80-20, but our internet leads cap at 80-20 as well. So they start at 50-50 and go up depending on the sales. I really like that, Mike. How did you think of that? Like, obviously gamification everyone talks about, but I really like the process you implemented. Had you seen that with another business or sales organization?
No, I was on an airline flight back from Seattle from visiting Zillow headquarters, and I knew that I had just, what had happened was I had just, when I let go of the virus that was in step number 1, the girl that was running my team,
right?
She went and started her own brokerage and started trying to recruit my agents. And so I needed to come up with something that was going to put me over the edge. Mm-hmm. And I had a lot of honestly, I listened to my agents.
Yeah.
And I didn't do that for a long time. My agents wanted the ability to be able to make more money on the leads I give them, and they wanted the ability to cap. Mm-hmm. And so now I create, okay, you know what? I just said, I'm going to give you what you want if you give me what I want.
Right.
And we created a partnership, and they love it and I love it, and it's working. They're referring me more agents. I can get them to do whatever I want. It's been awesome.
That is awesome. I love it. Can the agents within your brokerage have teams? I'm assuming they can. Teams within your brokerage?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And do they get to, and this is off topic a little bit, but do they get to decide the split for the agents within their team?
Yes.
You don't define the split structure that their agents have within their teams.
Correct. The only caveat to that is that they are not allowed to offer a split on my leads that is more advantageous than the split that I offer.
That makes sense. Yep, that's fair. I agree. That makes sense. Interesting. How many leads are you guys divvying out to these 90 agents every month? I mean, obviously not all of them are taking internet leads.
Yeah, no, they're not. We are generating probably about 3,000 leads a month.
Okay.
And not all of those are being taken. I've got a big issue right now where I've got to fix my leads taken model. Oh, there is one other thing on the recruiting. There is a fourth pillar. This is a bonus pillar, Jeff.
Love it. Here we go.
I totally forgot about this. And this is probably the one I'm the most excited about.
Okay.
I launched a salaried agent model.
I love it. Okay. We've talked about that quite a bit on this podcast, so let's hear about it.
Yeah. So,
actually, can I pause you? Before going into that, I think a lot of our listeners would want to ask, because I kept thinking it and not asking it, what's the amount that one of your agents caps at? Not including the internet leads, obviously, but just their own personal sales. I know inside Keller Williams, it's typically $18,000 to $24,000. What's the number you've decided within your indie brokerage?
In other words, how much do they have to produce to be able to cap at 100%?
Yeah, and the way a business person probably look at this is how much money do you have to make off of them before you can allow them to keep 100% of their commission?
Yeah, and if you look at a lot of that's gonna vary based on whether or not they're capping because of recruits, whether or not they're capping because of.
So they're capping because of their ZBucks.
Correct. Yeah, that's the only way they can cap. But the way that I designed it is that if you look at the math, typically I've got to make around 100,000 off of that agent. So I'm making about 4 to 5 times what a KW is off of an agent for them to cap.
But they still get to cap, dude. And this is the thing. Like, I'm at Berkshire right now. They get 6% of all of our deals. I did $3 million last year. So they got $180,000 and there's no cap. So I did $20 million, 6% every time I do a deal. And I personally don't think that's fair for my agents, but I obviously have to do that with the team, with my team too, because I'm connected to that company dollar. So I'm looking for a solution to overcome that challenge. And I love the way that you're doing it. And obviously you and independent to be able to implement some of these strategies.
Yeah.
All right. Fourth pillar. I paused you. Now let's get into it.
Okay. Bonus pillar here. The salaried agent model. That is the one, like I said, I'm probably the most excited about. I really believe in my heart that in the next 5 to 10 years, we're going to see a whole lot of salaried agents hit the marketplace.
Yep.
And if you look at the numbers from a brokerage standpoint, like yourself or me or somebody trying to build a team, the numbers are just hands down, they blow away the independent contractor model. But I launched the salaried agent program. And so that's been a huge lead generator too. Like, so I'm putting out Facebook ads, that are even some static image ads and stuff that say, that talk about my salaried agent program. I get a huge response on that.
I bet.
And even
from active agents and non-licensed agents, I'm assuming.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You'd be surprised at the production of some of the active agents that actually inquire about the salaried agent.
Agents are stressed out, man. It's a scary jam. And as the market shifts back to a buyer's market, somebody that's not used to working buyers and has been able to live off their seller sphere the last 5 years, they're nervous right now. So this is a great time to move into that hybrid role where you have some agents that select to be a split and others that select to be paid salary. We don't have a lot more time, so why don't you help our listeners understand this bonus pillar, which is the future, and I 100% agree with you. Let's talk about how you have that structured. So if someone was on a split, how do they become salary? If someone's salary, how do they bust out and become a split agent? What's the salary like? Is there a bonus attached to each sale if they are salary?
Yeah, absolutely. So the way that I structured it was they start at, I believe it's they start at 2,500 a month. 2,000 or I forget. 2,000 or 2,500 a month. Okay. I don't remember which one it is. It's one of those. And so that's their base salary.
Guarantee every month you're going to make 24 G's a year or 30 or whatever it is. Okay.
And then the way that I structured it was that as they go up throughout that 12-month period, based on how much GCI they're bringing in, there's a couple different layers of their compensation. So their salary can begin to go up. So it goes up. Let's say it starts at 2. It'll then bump up to 2,500 once they've done X number of GCI. Mm-hmm. Then it'll go up to 3,000, and then I think it maybe even goes up to 3,500 a month. And again, so once they hit certain levels in production within that 12-month period.
Okay.
They're also incentivized to sell, so they get flat fee bonuses based on the commission, the GCI that comes in off of each particular sell.
Yep. So if it's over 1,000, they get $100. If it's over 2,000, $200 or something like that. Typically, I see for the listeners, a 90-10 split is a pretty simple way to do it. Let them keep a 10% bonus every sale. I've heard that.
Now, I was very specific that I didn't want to do anything percentage based.
Yeah, make it different than what the typical agent is used to.
Well, mainly because if you start to look at the math and how it plays out, especially on higher end sales, whenever they're doing the 3, 4, 5, 6, I don't know what your average price point is. Mine's 280,000.
Yeah, ours 220.
Yeah, for me, a 500,000 or 600,000 sell, I'm like, heck yeah.
Here it comes. Yeah.
That's where because you built it all in a flat fee structure, you make a crap ton of money when they're selling those larger.
They're expected to generate leads themselves from their sphere, and then of course you're handing them leads. How does that work? If you give them an internet lead, is there a split on that that's different than if they generate the lead on their own?
Yeah, but it's minimal. It's like $500 more for their closing bonus.
Okay. Are they de-incentivized to want to even try to generate their own business? I mean, are they pretty much, when you're salary, are you living off of the Z teat, if you will?
Well, yes and no, man. I've got agents that I've still got it. I mean, here's the deal. These are the same. What I felt like when I launched this was that there's a lot of agents that are sitting on the sideline. They would love to get into real estate. They have the personality that they would be highly successful in real estate, but they're not able to get into real estate because their life circumstances prohibit them.
Right.
Like they can't go 6 months without a salary.
Right.
So they're
they
screwed.
Have to have the money. People are dependent upon that money. So agreed.
So those people I can plug in, they'll still do their own sphere. They want to sell. They want to make money. They're still incentivized to sell more and more. So I've still got.
Are they getting ZBucks? Are they getting the same ZBucks structure as everybody else?
They do. Yeah, they can get 2.5%. Now there's no way if you look at the math that they would ever cap. Right. So basically if they've recruited somebody, I'm just going to give them an extra 2.5%, if they've unlocked another commission level. Right. On top of whatever their flat fee salary structure is.
Right. Cool. I love the bonus pillar. Thank you. Mike, you did awesome. Number 1, remove toxicity. Number 2, have some type of a process, especially on Facebook or Instagram. Get out there on social. Create videos. Don't be scared. Be authentic. Show people what the special sauce is and give them something of value when you post something. Don't just fake them out and not give something. Always have a give on the other end. Number 3, I don't remember. What was number 3?
Number 3 was what you call the gamification.
Gamification. That's it. I love it. That was cool and that was unique. I don't think I've ever had someone talk about that specifically. And then, of course, number 4, the bonus content of having a salaried position. And it's somewhat of a hybrid because they do get paid per sale, but it's more of a flat fee versus a percentage. So, dude, this has been an awesome podcast. I know there's so many other rabbit holes we could go down. And before we started this episode, Mike told me about this 100% growth in the last 8 months. And I wanted to focus on recruiting. I know that's a big pillar to a successful growing business. And now we're coming into the fall. I think the best time to snag agents is October through December. Things have slowed down. It's the winter. Their deals have slowed down. So they're not, in the process of all these deals that are pending. this is the time to grab someone. And I think this is a really cool year because next year's 2020. So first quarter 2020, who do you want to be with? Don't be basic, be elite, be, next level, be ready to take on 2020 with the Mazyck team or whatever team you are across the country. So dude, this was awesome. Any final thoughts?
Better get ready. I'm going to have 100 sales agents producing for me for a full year in 2020.
Oh man, I gotta level up, buddy. I'm really excited to be chasing you, Mike. I'm excited to see where you guys are year in this year as well. Obviously, you already shared with everybody how to get a hold of you, Mike Mazyck, Mazyck on Facebook. Make sure to go to the business page, not the personal page, if you want to see those videos. Obviously, a shout out on iTunes would be awesome. If you guys just want to say thank you to Mike on the iTunes review, give us a 5-star and throw a shout out to Mike for this episode. Also, Mike, would love to invite you to come out. We host our team building workshop every month in Omaha. It's a full day workshop. By being a guest on my show, you get to attend that for free. The next one is September 23rd, and then we have one on October, I believe it's 21st. If anyone's listening about this and is interested to learn more about the workshop, you can go out to jeffsworkshop.com. And we have added a second day. Everyone's always said, man, our flight doesn't leave till the evening of the second day. You guys should offer more content. So for free, the second morning, I do a new course on recruiting. So this came at a perfect time. And then my business partner and friend of mine, Clint Bartlett, who you know, Mike, and met in Tulum, Mexico last year, he's going to be there speaking on investing. We're going to talk about the why and the what of investing in the morning. But we are launching the first ever investing course as well. So if somebody's interested in staying the full day, we're going to go till 5 p.m. the second day, and it's all going to be on investing. You can go to ersinvestorworkshop.com. ersinvestorworkshop.com. If you just want to come to the investment workshop, you can. If you come to the team building workshop and add the investor workshop, it's 50% off. Normally it's $9.97. You get it for 50% off if you come and stay with us the entire second day. So there was a lot of upsell there, and I apologize to our listeners, but I know the value is there. Mike can attest to the fact that the next pillar of wealth creation, the real estate team vehicle shouldn't be to create wealth. Wealth is created by what you invest in that creates a residual, and long-lasting residual. There's never, ever been anything that can compete against real estate. And we're in real estate, so why wouldn't we be buying single-family, multifamily? That's the future. So really excited. We can talk the next time, Mike, probably just on investing the next time we have you on the show.
There you go.
All right, man. Any final thoughts of wisdom for our good listeners?
No, man. If you want to recruit, I'm telling you, just do what I said. It'll work. I've got more recruits than I can handle. I don't know that I want to grow any faster than I am right now.
Well, you want to grow more, but not too fast because you want to be able to offer value to the people that are coming in. And you said 5 more. I think a healthy growth for most organizations is about 1 to 2 agents a month if you're giving them the support they need. Of course, you can increase the support by hiring positions that help onboard, offboard agents. But I love it. Mike, this was awesome. Great podcast episode. Definitely you guys take that opportunity to go give Mike a shout out and follow him on Facebook. Thanks again for being on the show.
You got it, man. Thank you, Jeff.
All right, we'll see you.